Hey everyone, this is Neha and welcome back to my channel and I hope you all are doing great. And in today's video we are going to learn chapter number 2 from the book First Flight of class 10, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. This chapter is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. It starts with the ceremonial installation of the first democratic government of South Africa. It tells us about Mandela's views about freedom. It also tells us about Mandela's childhood, adolescence, 30 years of his prison and his journey as a freedom fighter. It also mentions the contributions of other freedom fighters of his nation. Hey my lovely viewers, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it and hit the bell icon right next to it for further notifications. Now, we'll start with the detailed summary of the chapter. Installation of the first democratic government of South Africa. On 10th May 1994, the first democratic non-racial government of South Africa was installed. The installation ceremony took place in a sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria, where many leaders of the world had gathered. Nelson Mandela had come to the ceremony with his daughter Zinani. First, Mr. de Klerk was sworn in as the second deputy president and Thabo Mbeki as the first deputy president. After them, Mandela took his oath as the president of a free South Africa. He pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote himself to the well-being of the people. Mandela addresses the guests. After taking oath, Mandela addressed the guests. He promised to create a society of which all humanity would be proud. He thanked the international leaders for joining the ceremony that represented a common victory of justice, peace, and human dignity. He promised that he would work to remove all kinds of poverty, sufferings, oppression, and discrimination from the society. He also promised that the new society would bring hope, equality, and freedom for all. Display of the military power by South African jets. When Mandela had taken oath, South African jets displayed the military power. It also showed the loyalty of military to democracy. The highest military generals saluted him. He recounted that they would have arrested him many years before. It was followed by the playing of two national anthems. The whites sang Khosi Sikelel, the old song, and the blacks sang Die Stem, the new song, which marked the end of the ceremony. Apartheid and South Africa. Apartheid means a policy or a system of discrimination on grounds of race. Nelson Mandela remembers about days gone by which will soon be the part of history where the whites had formed a system of racial dominance against the blacks. He says that the policy of apartheid, policy of racial segregation, created a deep and lasting wound on his country and its people. Now it is the system that recognized the rights and freedom of all people. Mandela recalls the sacrifices of freedom fighters. On the auspicious day, Mandela regretted the loss of thousands of people and remembered their sacrifices for the freedom from discrimination. He thought of himself as the sum of all those African patriots who sacrificed their lives before him. He was pained that he couldn't thank them. He recalled great freedom fighters like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Lothley, Yusuf Daddo, who were the men of uncommon courage, wisdom, and generosity. From these freedom fighters, Mandela learned that courage is not lack of fear but victory over that fear. Mandela believed that the freedom fighters are the real wealth of the country. Man's natural goodness. Mandela believed that being white or black is not the token of one's goodness or superiority. No one is born hating other people due to color or religion. People should love each other as love comes naturally, not by force. Twin obligations of man. Obligation means a duty or commitment. Mandela believed that every man has two obligations, one to his family and the other to his nation. He believed that in a civil and human society, every man is able to fulfill both of them. But a black man born in South Africa, just like him, cannot fulfill both. In order to do something for his nation, Mandela was taken away from his family. Thus, he could never fulfill his obligations towards his family. Mandela's concept of freedom. Mandela remembered that as a child, freedom for him meant being able to do what he wanted. As long as he obeyed his father and the rules of his tribe, he was free in every possible way. As a student, he wanted freedom just for himself. Then, as a young man in Johannesburg, he wanted freedom to achieve his dreams, start a family, earn for himself. As he grew up, he started realizing that the freedom that he enjoyed as a child was just an illusion. Mandela joins African National Congress. Mandela realized that his complete community, including him, lacked freedom. Then he joined the African National Congress with the desire to gain freedom, respect, and dignity for his community. Mandela's realization. Mandela realized that he could not enjoy his freedom when his community was not free. He also realized that just like oppressed, torturer, the oppressor, tortured, is also not free. The oppressed is a prisoner of hatred, prejudice, and narrow-mindedness. Thus, both the oppressor and the oppressed alike are robbed of their humanity. Both of them must be liberated. The conclusion of the chapter. The brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid, but he is the one who conquers that fear. Mandela said that every man has his duties towards his country and community too.